Hey y'all, it's Kelly. I hope you're having a cozy evening, maybe curled up on the couch with your favorite blanket, because tonight, we're going to talk about someone who made our TV nights a little brighter. Today, we're remembering the wonderful actor Pat Finn. He might not have been a household name, but he was a familiar face that always brought a smile. You might not know his name, but you know his face. He was the guest star who made every show better. Whether he popped up in a sitcom, a drama, or even a holiday special, Pat Finn had a way of making you feel like you'd known him forever. Guest stars are the secret ingredient in TV, popping in, adding flavor, and leaving us wanting more. They're the ones who shake things up, bring a new energy, and sometimes steal the scene with just a few lines. Pat Finn had a rare talent. He could make a huge impact in just a few minutes. He'd walk into a scene, and suddenly, you were paying attention, waiting to see what he'd do next. Think about your favorite shows. Sure, you love the main cast, but it's those unforgettable side characters who deliver the lines you quote for years. They're the ones who make you laugh out loud, or sometimes even tear up, in the middle of an episode. That was Pat. He turned simple scenes into classics with just a look or a voice. He had this incredible ability to make even the smallest moment memorable, whether it was a perfectly timed joke or a heartfelt reaction. These actors build the world around the stars, making it feel real and full. Without them, the stories wouldn't feel as rich or as believable. They're the glue that holds the show together, even if they're only there for a single episode. Pat was a master at this, instantly likable, even when playing someone silly or annoying. He brought a sense of fun and authenticity to every role, making you root for him, laugh with him, or sometimes even groan at his antics. He brought warmth and familiarity to every role. It was like seeing an old friend, even if you'd never met him before. That's a rare gift, and it's what made his performances so special. He never tried to steal the spotlight. He made the whole show shine brighter. He knew how to support the main cast, to lift them up, and to make every scene feel more alive. That's a generous way to act, and it's a skill that deserves recognition. Not everyone can do it. Some actors want all the attention, but Pat was happy to be the one who made everyone else look good. On this Christmas Eve, it feels right to honor someone who brought so much light into our homes. The holidays are about warmth, laughter, and togetherness, and Pat Finn gave us all of that through his work. Pat Finn's performances were like little gifts. He gave us laughter, one of the best gifts of all. His humor was never forced. It felt genuine, like he was sharing a private joke with the audience. So, let's take a walk down memory lane. Let's remember those moments when he made us laugh, or surprised us, or just made us feel good about the world for a little while. Let's celebrate a man who may not have been the main star, but was a superstar in every role. He left a mark on every show he touched, and on all of us who watched. He truly was a special kind of star. Not the kind that demands attention, but the kind that quietly lights up the whole sky. Let's remember why he mattered, and let's be grateful for the joy he brought into our lives, one unforgettable scene at a time. Let's start with Seinfeld, the show about nothing, yet somehow it became everything to millions of fans. Set in the heart of New York City, it captured the quirks, chaos, and comedy of everyday life in a way no other sitcom had before. And in the middle of all that, Pat Finn's high talker Ron made an unforgettable impression, even among a cast of comedy legends. Remember Ron? The guy with the high, quiet voice that left Jerry completely baffled and the audience in stitches. His voice was so unexpected, it became the punchline itself. Pat's performance was subtle, hilarious, and totally committed. He didn't just play a character, he embodied Ron, making every line and every awkward pause count. He didn't need big jokes or slapstick. He made awkwardness funny, turning a simple conversation into a comedic masterpiece. In just a few scenes, he created a character fans still talk about decades later. That's not easy in a show packed with memorable personalities. Pat made you believe Ron really talked like that, driving everyone a little crazy in the best way possible. His delivery was so genuine you couldn't help but laugh. That's the genius of comedy, being completely serious in a ridiculous situation. Pat Finn nailed it, showing that sometimes the funniest moments come from playing it straight. In a show full of icons, his one-time role stands out. It's a testament to his talent that he could shine so brightly, even in a single episode. He walked onto a legendary set and held his own with comedy greats, proving that even a guest star can leave a lasting legacy. Pat brought his A-game, creating a moment that lives on in TV history. His performance is still celebrated by fans and critics alike. Every time that episode airs, we get to laugh at Ron again. It's a reminder of how a single well-played role can become part of pop culture forever. That's the magic Pat Finn brought to every role he played. Whether on Seinfeld or any other show, he made his characters unforgettable. He made his mark on Seinfeld, and on Us. His comedic timing, unique delivery, and commitment to the bit made him a standout. He was just that good. Pat Finn showed us that sometimes it's the smallest roles that make the biggest impact. That's how you become unforgettable. Not just in New York, but in the hearts of everyone who loves to laugh. Now let's talk about Friends, another TV giant, a show that defined an era and brought millions of people together every week. Its blend of humor, heart, and unforgettable characters made it a cultural phenomenon, and it's still beloved today. And of course, it gave us another classic Pat Finn moment, one that fans still remember fondly. In the episode The One with the Ballroom Dancing, Pat played the building superintendent's lawyer, stepping into the world of Monica, Rachel, and the rest of the gang. It was a small role on paper, but Pat made it memorable with his subtle expressions and perfect comedic timing. His job? To inform Monica and Rachel that their eccentric neighbor, Mr. Heckles, had left them all his worldly possessions, a moment that could have been just a plot point, but Pat turned it into something special. Pat delivered the news with perfect seriousness, anchoring the chaos around him and giving the scene a sense of reality amid the sitcom antics. He let the main cast shine, providing the steady center the scene needed, and showing that sometimes the best acting is knowing when to support rather than steal the spotlight. That's smart acting. Knowing when to pull back and let the story breathe, while still making your presence felt. On Seinfeld, he was the quirky distraction. On Friends, he became the voice of reason, showing his incredible range as a performer. Pat could do both, and that's why directors loved working with him. He was the kind of actor who made everyone around him better. He made every character feel real, even if he was only on screen for a minute or two. That's a rare gift in television. You believed he was a lawyer settling an estate, not just a plot device or a background character. He brought authenticity to every role. Pat Finn was a master at making small roles unforgettable, turning brief appearances into lasting memories for viewers. He brought authenticity and heart to every scene, no matter how big or small his part was. He wasn't just a guest star, he was a part of the world we loved, seamlessly fitting in with the main cast and making the show feel even more real. That's the mark of a true pro, someone who elevates every project they're a part of, no matter the size of the role. Pat Finn made every moment count, leaving a lasting impression on audiences and reminding us that sometimes the smallest roles can have the biggest impact. Fast forward to the middle, where Pat Finn found a TV home as Bill Norwood, the Heck's chatty neighbor. This wasn't a one-off. Bill became a recurring beloved character. Pat embodied the nosy but well-meaning Midwestern neighbor perfectly. He brought warmth, sincerity, and a touch of vulnerability to Bill. His chemistry with the cast made every scene feel real. Over time, we saw Bill's ups and downs, and Pat gave him depth beyond the laughs. He made Bill Norwood feel like our neighbor, too. This role was a culmination of Pat's years as a guest star, finally, a place to return to. He became a beloved part of the Middle family. Pat's presence made the show richer and more heartfelt. He brought joy and heart into our living rooms every week. He was simply wonderful. But who was Pat Finn off-screen? By all accounts, just as wonderful as his characters. He was known for kindness, professionalism, and making everyone on set feel valued. Pat was a devoted husband and loving father. His family was his world. He wasn't chasing fame, he found joy at home. He coached his kids' teams, cheered at every play, and brought warmth into real life. His positive attitude and infectious energy lit up every room. Even when playing a pest, you could feel Pat's goodness shine through. He balanced career and family with grace. Pat showed you can be talented and a genuinely good person. That's the legacy he left behind. Pat Finn's philosophy was simple: lead with kindness and find laughter every day. He lived this, not just said it. Friends described him as always ready with a joke or a smile. He believed laughter could make any situation better. Pat chose roles that spread happiness, never losing his sense of wonder. His gratitude and joy made his performances genuine. At home, he filled his family's life with laughter and love. He taught his kids to find humor in everyday moments and to be kind above all. This heart full of joy was his superpower. Pat connected with people deeply, on and off screen. He made the world brighter, one laugh at a time. A few years ago, Pat Finn faced his toughest challenge, cancer. He fought with courage, humor, and love, just as he lived. His family was his rock, supporting him every step. They shared their journey to raise awareness and show others they weren't alone. Even in treatment, Pat's spirit never dimmed. He joked with nurses, brought smiles to hospital halls. He chose hope and love, refusing to let cancer steal his joy. His strength was a lesson in resilience for us all. Pat's battle was private, but his courage was public. He reminded us that life is precious and time with loved ones is the greatest gift. He fought hard, defined by love and laughter, not illness. Though we're sad he's gone, we're inspired by how he lived. Pat's diagnosis didn't define him. His joyful spirit did. That's how he'll be remembered. Pat Finn's legacy isn't about awards. It's about laughter. He put smiles on millions of faces, popping into shows and making our days better. His spirit lives on in every rerun of Seinfeld, Friends, and The Middle. He gave us timeless moments of joy. Pat also leaves a legacy of kindness and professionalism in a tough business. He proved you can succeed without losing your integrity. But his most important legacy is his family, children who carry his kindness and humor forward. He taught them to love unconditionally and face life with a positive heart. Pat was a great actor, but an even greater father and husband. He showed you don't have to be the main character to make a difference. His legacy is laughter, kindness, and love. As we say goodbye to Pat Finn, especially on Christmas Eve, let's reflect on his message. He showed us the power of laughter and kindness. Pat dedicated his life to making the world brighter, and he succeeded. His journey reminds us to appreciate the guest stars in our own lives, the people who add color to our days. Let's celebrate everyday kindness and be that person for someone else. Next time you see Pat Finn's smile on TV, take a moment to laugh and remember. Let it remind you to lead with kindness and cherish those around you. Pat showed us a life filled with love, and laughter is a life well lived. Thank you, Pat Finn, for all the joy. Your final curtain call is a standing ovation for a life of kindness. Rest in peace.